On the latest episode of Weighing In with Josh Thomson and Big John McCarthy, the former Strikeforce lightweight world champion offered his take on this hypothetical clash at 155 pounds, responding to a fan question in regards to how Holloway versus Ferguson would play out.
You've got Tony. I would have went with Tony because Tony has a bigger body frame, and also Tony is somebody that would have, I think, just thrown him off a little bit with all the funk. The push kicks up the middle, the long range stuff. I know Max is long, tall, long, and lanky for the weight class, and the output is there. But I also think that when you talk to who has more power, Tony Ferguson's got more power. Tony Ferguson, with the grappling wise, I think a little bit more crafty, would have put things together a little bit differently. He would have wrestled a little bit more too against Max. He wouldn't have just stood. I think I would give it to Tony. Just my opinion, not because I fought Tony and lost to Tony. But I think that Tony just in his prime, in the moment, in the time when he was beating me and beating everybody else, in that 13 fight or whatever the skit was, he was just on a different level and doing things that people weren't used to seeing. You know, the way he was hitting chokes everywhere. So
Henry Cejudo versus Sean O'Malley is a potential bantamweight bout that has piqued Chael Sonnen's interest. In a recent episode of Beyond the Fight, Chael Sonnen discussed Sean O'Malley calling out the former dual division UFC champion for September 10th.
I mean, what is he doing? Is he trying to get championship fights? Is he trying to get fights at 135 specifically? Because there was a piece and a part of Henry that wanted to prove to the world and establish himself to convince Dana that I'm a 145 pounder. I'm big enough, put me at 145. So he was looking for contenders or interrupting the interviews of contenders at 45. Maybe we could make that guess that that is what he is doing. But he did it over the weekend. He interrupted the interview of Sugar Sean O'Malley. And O'Malley is now calling him out on it. September 10th, fat ass, yes or no? And it does put Henry in an interesting spot. Now, Henry is a clever enough guy. He may be able to turn that fight down and save face. Come out with something clever and catchy that does not put him in there September 10th with Sean O'Malley. But what is that what Henry wants? Maybe Henry wants to fight him.
Speaking to Submission Radio, Mendez confirmed the Eagle was interested in accepting Ferguson's offer to coach on The Ultimate Fighter. He revealed that Nurmagomedov was planning to speak to Dana White about it.
He brought something up. I forgot all about it because Khabib was excited. He was excited about it, and he said he would like to talk to Dana when he was in Vegas. And I don't know if he did talk to Dana or not, you know. But yeah, Khabib 100% was interested, and I'd be interested. I think it would be fun, you know, and I think the fans would be interested. I think they would tune in, you know. I think it would be great.
And especially because we never did get that fight. So it'd be like, well, if we get a season of Tough with Tony and Khabib, it's kind of like next best thing almost.
During a new episode of Timbo's Sugar Show, O'Malley and his coach Tim Walsh discussed a moment where they ran into Nate Diaz and his crew, only to have some random member of Diaz's crew try to start trouble.
Oh yeah, fucking remember that little Nate's friend at the club? I forgot about that until now.
Well, Jay grabbed me. He's like, hey, Sean's getting in with Nate Diaz. And I hopped over the thing, and then it's just this little fucking...
I know, I don't even know who he is.
Guy.
But it was Nate's crew. But I saw Gilbert Melendez. Gilbert was faded. Just like, no, we're good, bro. And then Jake Shields came up to me. He's like, no, we're good, bro.
Yeah.
Like, their whole crew was being so cool. Nate didn't really want anything to do with me because I think that was his boy and his, like, Nate's Nate.
He gave me skin.
Nate did?
Shortly after, he's like, boom. But that little dude, and I was just going like this, and he's like, wait.
I know.
Just hanging out with those boys, thinking he's super.
Well,
tight.
One of Nate's buddies came up and said, "Look, it, dude. He was trying to do this to figure 8 out. He was just trying to
create something."
Yeah, which I get, but
yeah,
I was
for sure.
Yeah, that was weird because when I'm drunk, I'm never in like a you kind of mood ever.
Yeah.
And I like put me in there real quick. I snapped out of it, but I was like ready. It was weird when you're drunk.
Yeah,
I don't ever
want
to
ready to rumble,
fight, but I'm ready to go.
I mean, just your shins hurt. That's what it is.
Not when I'm drunk. They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, they didn't.
But it was good. I liked seeing Gilbert and Jake Shields there, and they were like giving me skin, and we were mutually like, "What's up, motherfucker? Let's go. We're boys." I wish we could have took some shots with them. With that little fucking weasel.
Oh, I know.
In a recent video uploaded to his YouTube channel Freestyle Bender, the middleweight champ discussed his latest outing with Cannonier. Adesanya admitted that his performance against the Killer Gorilla could have been better. However, Israel said that he would never fight recklessly just to entertain people.
I I know what I can do, and I know what I could have done to him, and I was trying to do it to him, but it just didn't happen the way I wanted it to. But again, I'm the one getting flack. Like, there was no bit in that fight where I took my foot off the gas in the sense that I'm coasting. I wasn't coasting. I was like, I'm gonna keep touching him, and I'm gonna keep touching him until he falls. I didn't want to overcommit, because if I overcommit, I knew he was gonna counter me, or I knew something was, I'd leave myself in a vulnerable after the fight. If the fight wasn't in front of a crowd, I would have still been the same way because of what I expected to do to him.
Michael Bisping has suggested that Jake Paul is likely correct in stating that there is no evidence of Tommy Fury attempting to board a plane to the United States of America. The problem child was set to face fellow cruiserweight pugilist Fury on August 6th. However, it was recently announced that the Paul Fury matchup has been cancelled.
Couldn't resist. No, but he's right. Jake Paul is correct. Tommy, there was no evidence of it. And then further to that, and by the way, this video isn't to talk shit about Tommy Fury, but just Jake had me thinking about it. Another thing is, you don't just randomly go to the airport. You know, you gotta have a visa in place, and there's many steps to getting the visa. You don't just apply for it and then jog off down to the airport. No, when you're getting a work visa, you gotta go down, you gotta get applications, you gotta go to the offices in London. I've done it many times, it's such a bloody pain in the ass, but if you wanna fight internationally, that's what you have to do. So anyway, never mind that. Tommy is gone, he's yesterday's news.
Georges St-Pierre has named Khamzat, Kamaru Usman, and Khabib Nurmagomedov as the 3 fighters he would like to face if he ever returns to the UFC.
Well, if I would have to come back and fight today, the 3 current fighters that I would have choose to fight, and I won't because I don't want to come back, but if I would have come back, I would want to be the best, so I would hunt the best guys, maybe Usman, Chimaev, and I don't know who's compete against Khabib if he would still be there, but unfortunately for me and for the fans and everybody, that it's not gonna happen because I'm done and I don't miss it at all.
Now I'm ranked number 9. Only other little fucking weasel on here that doesn't is Petr Yan. He said, "Hey, Pink Poodle, call me out if you win." They didn't give me the mic to be able to do that, but it's like I feel like he's just like Henry, dude. It's all talk. Just on Twitter you can talk. Henry doesn't want that fight, or else we could make it happen. Petr, same thing. You know what I mean? It's like
I would be kind of surprised if Petr didn't. I mean,
if he